Hi everyone, welcome back to Palps Talk. Today I wanted to go over the origins of the dark Saber and how I think Moff Gideon ended up having it at the end of Mandalorian Season 1. So, the dark Saber. It's a weapon like no other that we've seen before. The dark Saber was made by Tar Vizsla, who was the first and only Mandalorian Jedi that we know of in canon. He made the Darksaber for himself, but we do not know the reason behind this. Using the Darksaber as a symbol of power, Tar Vizsla was able to unify all of Mandalore under the Vizsla clan, which marked the golden era of flourishing for Mandalore over 1,000 years ago. But this did not last long. As soon as Vizsla died, the Darksaber was taken to the Jedi Temple, and Mandalore went through an era of turmoil for holding power. This was until House Vizsla stole the Darksaber from the Jedi Temple. The only reason that the Mandalorians could steal it was because the Old Republic was falling apart and the Jedi were too busy fighting Sith and Mandalorians to have the Coruscant temples secured, which was why it was so easily stolen. With the Darksaber, House Vizsla was able to gain back control of Mandalore for a short period of time. But this was the mark which the Darksaber became the symbol of power and were at times in control of Mandalore. Until we get to Clone Wars, where the leader of Death Watch, Pre Vizsla, is in control of the Darksaber. But the important thing is that we see how the Darksaber was passed down, which was in 1-to-1 combat. And that is how Maul becomes the ruler of Mandalore by beating Pre Vizsla. Then we see Maul use the Darksaber to fight Palpatine and of course loses, but in the comic series Son of Dathomir, which is after Clone Wars Season 5, we see Maul run away from Palpatine, use the Darksaber on Dathomir to fight Grievous, but also loses there and he's forced to flee without it. Years later, in Rebels, we see that Sabine comes in possession of the Darksaber and eventually hands it over to Bo-Katan in hopes for the unification of Mandalore. But here is the gap until we see it used by Moff Gideon. There's around 20 years. So here, this is just speculation, but I think that Moff Gideon got the Darksaber during the Purge of Mandalore. As I explained in the past, the Purge of Mandalore was a catastrophic event where most of the Mandalorians and their clans were destroyed. So I think we will see a flashback where Bo-Katan and Moff Gideon fight over the Darksaber, because we know Moff Gideon is a bit force sensitive, so he has a shot at Bo-Katan. But again, all of this is speculation. Thank you for watching today's video. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Also, don't forget, the Force is with you, always.